Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Breaking Butterfly podcast. If you are new here, a very special welcome. This is the podcast where we talk all things confidence, personal branding, being iconic, being hot, making a lot of money online, and I'm so glad you're here. If you are not watching this on YouTube and you're listening, that's totally fine. Do whatever the fuck you want. But if you want to come check me out on YouTube, you can listen to the same podcast on YouTube. And I am so excited. I got a whole new setup and it just feels like a completely up-leveled version of the podcast just to have like really pristine, high quality video. So come check it out. I feel like it looks pretty fucking good. I'm still in the same setup. Like I'm still in my office, but I have a whole new setup in terms of my camera and the lighting and everything. And it just feels iconic. It feels super up leveled. I've been obsessed with Trisha Paytas recently and the Just Trish podcast and her and Oscar. And like, I just love that whole vibe. And I want to bring that into this space. So, if anyone's in Vegas and wants to record a podcast with me, I would love to have some guests, bring them into my office. And I don't have a ton of like personal development-y friends, I guess. I have a couple that I can bring on. But if you guys have recommendations or know anyone in Vegas, I want to like bring people into this space and make it a little podcast studio and just make it fun again because honestly, like I don't know, I'm always on and off with the podcast. I think I love the podcast so much because it's long form and I can just like take my time and talk about things and I don't have to try to shorten it for like TikTok or put it in a carousel. Like I can just be myself and just talk and whatever. But I also don't love talking to myself. And I think that's why I love like my master classes and online offers or even just like being live on Instagram. I feel like it lights me up a lot more because I'm actually talking to someone. So I think I just need guests and also I feel really lit up by this new setup. So I'm going to be recording some podcasts for you guys. So today I wanted to talk about something that's been coming up around content and not being consistent with content and not having ideas for content. As, you know, a brand creator, as someone who is building a movement online and building a business, you have to be showing up consistently in your content. That is just a non-negotiable. I don't care if, I'm very big about breaking the rules. Like, do things however the fuck you want, break the rules. Like, do things in the way that other people are telling you to do them. And also, showing up is a non negotiable. And what I'm seeing is that a lot of people think that creating content is when you're out of ideas, when you feel like you don't know what to post, people start to resort to it being a strategy thing or a mental thing, like they resort to the mind. They're like, okay, well, I don't have ideas, so I need to go look for ideas. Or I don't have like the right hooks. I need to buy this $27 course on hooks and buy templates from this coach that's killing it. And I just need to plug and play her template because I can't think of what to write. So why don't I just, take what she's writing and make it my own? And we think that it's something to do with us not having ideas. We love to tell ourselves, well, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I also see people resorting to like changing their niche or completely like changing their brand and their bio and their business and everything they're doing because they feel like they've ran out of ideas or they're not inspired, or it's just like you're so quick to give up and to believe that you don't have it within you and you go looking outside of you. Right? The moment you're like not inspired, it's like you're looking at what this person is doing, you're buying this course, you're looking over here, you're like, something must be wrong. I need to change my niche. And sometimes that is true. Sometimes maybe you do need like a little bit of outside inspiration. Sometimes you do need, you know, to change your niche or your mission or maybe the direction of what you're talking about because maybe something isn't feeling that inspired. And at the same time, I want to say that if you do not feel like this open channel and you're not able to create consistent content that hits with your audience and that people love and that you love, it's not really a mind thing. It is a confidence issue, 100%. Because you having an open channel and you having all these like floods of ideas of like unlimited ideas of what to share, what to create, what to post about, you cannot run out of ideas. That is impossible. Like, because you are this channel for source, for, I put quotes around source because just whatever you want to call it, for source, for the collective consciousness, like we are all channels and things are moving through us for us to share them. Whether it's an idea, a thought, a download that comes in, or it's an experience that you had. If you're a leader and you know you're meant to help people and show up and share, you're meant to share these things that are coming through you. And that is limitless. Like it is unlimited. Like there is not a certain amount of like, oh, you have this many ideas, and then once those are up, like you're up and you're out for the month, and that's why you have no ideas right now. So you need to go think about it harder to try and come up with ideas because you're out of your allotment. Like, no, you need to go steal, some of this person's ideas. Oh, you need to go look over here because you're out of ideas. You are never out of ideas. You are never out of inspiration because you are literally connected to source. And so the issue is your confidence. This is why this is what I teach. I love to help entrepreneurs with their business and with their brand and making more money, but it's not about the strategy. It's not about me giving you some special hooks. Yes, I will give my clients, a bank of different hooks to use and different fun little strategies to play with, but that's not like the foundation of what I teach. And that should always come second. Soul first, strategy second, always. So that always comes second. Yes, it's fun to play with like little hooks and things like that, but the foundational piece about what is going to grow your brand is your confidence. Because the only reason that you shut your channel and you feel like you have nothing to say is because you are doubting the things that are coming through. You're telling yourself that they're not good enough. You're afraid that people are going to judge what's coming through, right? And so you feel like you don't have ideas. You feel like you're empty. You're like, I don't know. I don't know what to post. I don't know what to post. I don't know what to say today. But you do know what to say. You're just completely doubting if you should say it. And so you building a magnetic and iconic brand that people are obsessed with is trusting what's meant to come through. It's trusting that what you have to say is good enough. It's trusting that your experiences are meant to be shared. And as soon as you start trusting that, and as soon as you have confidence in yourself, and you don't, have this like, it's like once you have this fear of being seen and you don't want to be seen, then your channel is going to immediately close because subconsciously your brain doesn't want to think of anything that is going to make you be seen, right? And so that's why it doesn't work to work from this mental state of what can I post to go viral? What can I post to, make people obsessed with me? What can I post? What can I post? Well, as soon as you're in that state and you're having this like fear of being seen, your brain isn't able to think of good ideas because you're blocking your channel, you're closing down, you're subconsciously trying to protect yourself. So every idea that you have is not going to be the best idea ever, right? Because you're not coming from a heart-centered place, you're coming from like the mind, and you're not dealing with your confidence issues. So it's this blend of dealing with your confidence issues, dealing with the fear of being seen, the fear of rejection, the fear of any fear that's coming up around posting it, fear of if it's, going to be judged by others, there's going to be trolls, dealing with that, and then creating from the heart. Creating from the heart. And again, you can play with strategy. Please play with strategy, right? There are some, using trending audios and using the hashtags and all of these things. I'm not saying those are not important, but it's not going to blow up your business. It's not going to blow up your brand because authenticity is going to blow up your brand. And authenticity is having that open channel. Authenticity is saying whatever comes and not thinking, oh, is this good enough? Are people going to like this? Like, that is not magnetic energy. Being like, oh, are people going to like me? Like, I don't know. Like, should I really say this? I really love this outfit, but should I wear it? I don't know. Like, people might think I'm weird. Like, that is not iconic magnetic energy. You need to be like, oh my God, I had this thought today. I have to share it right now. If it's coming through me and it hit for me, it's going to hit for someone else. And I'm so excited to share it. And how can I put it online in the most authentic and iconic way and just put it out into the world and just put it out, right? And oh my gosh, I'm looking at my notes now of what I wanted to talk about today, and it's like completely different than everything that I'm saying right now. But I love this direction. I love this direction that we're going. Um, yeah, your creativity is not a creativity issue. It is a confidence issue. Once you deal with all of your fears, that is when your channel is going to blast wide open. And I'm going to leave a meditation for you guys in the show notes so that you guys can listen to this meditation. It's for channeled messages and opening up your channel and allowing them to come through. If you are stuck and you're like, I don't know what to post, and you keep flip-flopping all over the place and it's just like this overthinking, overwhelmed mess when you're creating content, I want you to do this meditation every single day. And whatever comes through in the meditation, just post it. Don't think twice about it, because that is what's going to be magnetic, right? The people that you are obsessed with online, it's because they're being so them. This is the secret to success. This is the secret to an iconic brand. This is the secret to never running out of content ideas. It's the secret to being consistent. It's being confident enough to have an open channel. Okay. So try out this meditation that's in the show notes. And the other homework or little baby step I want to give you is to stop saying, I don't know. The next time you say, I don't know, or you think, I don't know, oh, I don't know what to post, I want you to just catch that and just shut it down. And the thing that I actually wanted to talk about today, it kind of ties in now, I'll just touch on it briefly, is I wanted to talk about being devoted through the discomfort, because I think a lot of people feel like content is always supposed to be fun and you're always supposed to feel inspired. And yes, you can absolutely get yourself to a place where you do feel inspired most of the time and the ideas are flowing most of the time. And also, every once in a while, it's not going to feel that way. And that is when you need to be completely devoted through the discomfort. That means even when it's uncomfortable, even when it doesn't feel good, you need to do it anyway, because you're devoted to your mission, your brand, creating something bigger, calling in abundance for yourself and your freedom. It does take devotion. It does. And, you know, I was just talking about this in this masterclass that I taught called Obsessed. We were talking about, the discernment of, when something feels good versus, or when something doesn't feel good versus when it's just fear coming up. So doing what feels good doesn't always mean doing what's comfortable. And I see a lot of people think, something starts to feel uncomfortable and then they start to think, oh, well, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good. So I'm just not going to do that because it's important for me to do whatever feels good. And yes, that's 100% true. Like, I run off of that belief. Like, my success comes when I do what feels good, when I do what's fun. And also, I know that there are going to be some things that don't always feel fun and it doesn't always feel comfortable. Doing what feels good isn't doing what's easiest. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it is uncomfortable. And if you are going to create like an iconic brand where you're making 10 to 20K months consistently, and maybe right now you're listening to this, it's like you're calling in clients and you're seeing some success. But if you want like an empire where you're making multi six figures a year, you have to be devoted through the discomfort. You have to stop taking a couple days off from posting because it just doesn't feel good. Or if, most of your sales come through sales calls and then you're like, well, I'm like afraid of, you start to like feel afraid of the rejection. You're like, I'm afraid of hearing no, like I'm afraid of being too salesy. And so then you just stop taking sales calls because you're like, oh, it doesn't feel good. Even though that's where you connect with your people and make the most sales and make the most money, you have to ask yourself and have this discernment. Does it really not feel good? Is it really unaligned? Or is it just a little uncomfortable right now? Am I feeling this fear? Right. And there's a lot of days where you might wake up and you might be like, oh, well, it just like doesn't feel good to post today. And I say, no, it does feel good to post today because you're creating a fucking empire. And if you want to be rich as fuck, you need to show up and be devoted through the discomfort, even when it's uncomfortable. And that doesn't mean, I think when we say like only do what feels good, again, this is truth. Like, this is what I run my life off of. But I feel like sometimes it's taken a little bit too far where people just don't want to do anything that's uncomfortable. And anyone that you see that has built an empire and an iconic brand and wealth and abundance for themselves, they have absolutely shown up in all of the moments. They've shown up when they don't feel that great, and they've shown up when they feel inspired as fuck. And that is a true leader. And that is someone who is authentic. That is someone who people look at and say, I want to learn from them, because they show up in all of the places. They show up in this state and this state and this state, and they're still a leader, even when they're going through the trenches. Even when they don't want to show up, they still show up. And that is what people need. Okay. So maybe right now you're posting, you're getting engagement, you're signing clients here and there. But if you want to be completely consistent, have an open channel, create an iconic brand, really create content that is spicing up your social media and making you stand out from all of the white noise that is on the internet, I am opening the doors for my mastermind, Quantum Leap Queen Shit. Like right now, as soon as you're watching this, essentially, the doors will be open. And if you're someone who's like, I'm not just building a business, I'm building an iconic brand, and I want to show the fuck up like bigger and better and bolder than ever before, then that's exactly what I created Quantum Leap Queen Shit for. It's like the women who are making money in their business, they're doing the things, they're showing up, but it's time to go bigger and better and bolder and all the things, and really, yeah, just take over, build an empire and stop playing small. Okay. So I'll also leave the link for that in the show notes, but check the show notes anyway for that free meditation. And then if you want to check out the link as well, have a conversation with me about the mastermind, I would absolutely love to chat. So I hope you guys love this. I hope this is helpful. And I want to see you guys posting consistently, unlimited ideas. There is no limit to creativity. And if there is, looking deeper. There's something that's blocking the creativity that's not the mind. It's coming from deeper. Okay. Sending you guys so much love. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.